Hi, it's November 2nd, 2023. I'm Todd Dunn, and today I want to talk about my recovery from my total knee replacement surgery on my right knee. I'm currently at the 8th month point. Well, 2 days past it. So, where am I at right now? Well, I'll just go over what I'm doing and how my knee is. Basically, my knee is working pretty well. The joint itself is pain-free, but the muscles around the joint, possibly some of the tendons, are not pain-free. Muscles complain quite a bit when I do things, and I still feel things like walking upstairs, or more so walking downstairs. And although I can walk downstairs without touching railings or anything like that, I prefer not to because I do still feel a little unstable going downstairs. And but that's the way it is. What about walking? Well, since Saturday, it's Thursday now, so since last Saturday I've gone for 3 hikes in Acadia National Park. Saturday, I hiked a little over 2 miles in the park, well, almost 3 miles altogether, and I have a step counter on my phone that said I did 7,900 steps. And then I went out again on Tuesday, and we went up to the top of Cadillac Mountain in Acadia National Park. My co-star is here, and we walked around the summit loop up there, which is got a bit of up and down and quite a few steps built into the paved trail. And so we did that, then went down into Bar Harbor and went to the supermarket, and altogether I did a little over 5,000 steps. And then yesterday we went back over to Acadia National Park and walked in the campground at Wonderland and did about 2 miles in there, walked all over in it. And so I can walk around without any trouble. I do pay for it because I do have swelling in my knee after a hike like that, and my knee gets quite stiff in the evening after that. What about flexure and everything? My peak flexure was 132 degrees. I've been able to completely straighten my leg out and can actually get to about -5 degrees without any trouble. But as a day goes on and my knee gets a little bit swollen from activity, I find that I can bend my knee less. And I had more or less quit doing the knee bending exercises after about a month, hitting 130 or so daily, and figuring, okay, I'm there. Well, that was a mistake because my knee bend actually decreased and it dropped back down to max of a little over 120 degrees, which is enough, but it's better if I can bend it more. So I've started doing knee bending exercises again for the last couple of weeks, and I'm back up to almost 130 degrees. I think I did 128 this morning, which is probably 130, because the measurements are not super accurate. So I'm getting there. What else can I do? Well, I can kneel on my knee, put full weight on it, no problem, on the floor. Matter of fact, Monday, when it was raining outside, I did a repair to our refrigerator that involved pulling it out and getting on the floor behind it on my hands and knees and working on it for about half an hour. And I was able to do that. It wasn't super comfortable, but it didn't really hurt or anything, and I was able to manage it without any problems. So, and a couple weeks ago, on October 18, in preparation for hauling our sailboat out, I crawled into the cockpit locker, which puts me in a very awkward position. Did some work in there that's related to winterizing the boat, and then was able to climb back out, which involves a pretty significant bend of the knee because of where the footholds to get out of that locker are located, and the fact that it's a sloped surface that you're on. So I was able to do all that without any issues other than a little discomfort. And I also helped to de-rig the boat when we hauled it out, take the mast down, which involved getting on my hands and knees on the deck and disconnecting the wires that hold the mast up. So I can do that. I can move around without any trouble. But as I said, over the course of a day, my leg does get tired and my knee swells. And as it swells up, the flexure decreases. So that by the end of a typical day of being out and around, my knee bend might be down to 115 without really pushing it. Well, I know it can go farther, but the swelling limits it. So now that's kind of where I am right now. So I'm going to put a pair of shorts on and show you my knee and one other issue I'm having with it. Okay, here's my knee. This is the surgical leg, and I've been out today, done about half a mile, walking around in the yard and in the woods. I took my cat out and he went into the woods where he's not supposed to go, so I had to go after him. The scar on my knee is really good. It doesn't hurt at all. As I said, I can kneel on this knee. The issue I have, I think you can see if you compare it to the other knee, that it's already a little swollen today, right in here. And maybe a little bit here. And particularly right here on the side of the knee. This area is quite tender and gets very uncomfortable during the course of the day. And there's a good deal of swelling right here and up in here. And I had my surgeon look at the knee at the end of August, 2 months ago, and he, hands on the knee, had me bend it, and looked it over very carefully and said there's nothing wrong with the implant. It is the muscles and tendon in here that are not happy with the current orientation of my leg compared to what it was like before the surgery. Basically, he told me that time and exercise would solve this problem. And there's one other thing that I found helps and that he encouraged, and that is he told me I should get a knee sleeve, or failing that, put an elastic bandage around my knee. And I do that, and it really helps. This area is quite tender when I walk around, particularly right about here, just above the knee, and right here off to the side. And the elastic bandage basically does away with that tenderness. I'll show that to you right now. Okay, here's my leg with the elastic bandage wrapped around it. And it's not super tight, but just enough to put a little pressure on this area of my knee. And I find that makes a big difference. I can walk miles with my leg like this without really any issues from this sensitive area in my knee. It completely eliminates the discomfort. Of course, the fact that it does constrict my leg a little bit causes the muscles up in my upper thigh to be pretty sore after, say, a couple miles of walking. And it also does constrict my leg a little bit. I think it cuts into circulation. And after, say, a couple miles of walking with this on, I find that my foot tingles a little bit. I think just because I'm not getting quite as much circulation as I should. But this works pretty well and makes a big difference in how much I can walk around without significant discomfort. So that's where I am 8 months out. I can do pretty much everything I want to do. I can go up and down stairs, no problem. I can walk on trails in the national park, go up and down hills without any issues. I do find that when I go uphill for a while, that I feel it in my cardiovascular condition, because I haven't been doing that much lately, and I notice it. I can kneel, get down on my hands and knees, put my full weight on my knee when I'm kneeling, and it doesn't hurt. It's not comfortable, but I can do it, and I can stay there and work and get what needs to be done finished. So, you know, things are working. I wish I didn't still have the discomfort here on the side of my knee. It would be nice not to have that. But, you know, I have it. I'm hoping that it will go away. I've got about 4 months before my next visit with the surgeon, and I'm hoping by then that my whole leg will be pretty much pain and discomfort free. We'll see. That's just going to be something we're going to have to wait to find out about. So that's where I am right now. I can, as I said, I can walk around. I can go for a couple-mile walk in Acadia National Park if I feel like it. So, yeah, I can do everything I want to. I can walk in the national park. I can walk for 2-3 miles is my longest walk so far. And, you know, it isn't without some discomfort, and my leg definitely gets tired at the end of a 3-mile walk, but I can do it. Well, what's interesting about it is, with all the discomfort, while I'm walking on, say, that 3-mile hike, the joint itself is totally pain-free. It works fine. Just the muscles and tendons around it are still not happy even 8 months out. So, just have to keep working at it. And I just came in from, as I said earlier, herding my cat. You know what herding cats is like. And my knee is already a little swollen, so I'm going to go up and I'm going to have my lunch. It's just a little bit before noon right now. And I'm going to ice my knee while I'm sitting there having lunch. So I do that pretty much after every significant exertion, just to get my knee to not be swollen quite as much. I was hoping that by this time I would be completely pain-free and doing whatever I wanted, but that simply isn't the case. My knee is not yet fully recovered, and as my surgeon says, it could take a year to a year and a half before I'm completely recovered. And the way things are going, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be over a year before the recovery is complete. So, keep working at it and just keep upping the exercise and building strength. Okay, that's where I am now, 8 months out. Hope you enjoyed this update. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't, why don't you consider subscribing to my channel? And also, all of these knee replacement videos are in a playlist. So if you go to my YouTube page and click on playlists, you'll find total knee replacement. And all of my videos about my recovery from the surgery are in that playlist. Thanks for watching. Hope you found it interesting.